Dun, dun, dun. It's December 8th, 2020. It's about 7:30 p.m. and I just downloaded Cyberpunk 2077. It is due to release tomorrow, and so I guess I pre-ordered it by one day. I did it because I read that it might take hours to download because it's a pretty big game. But I actually connected my laptop to my router via the Ethernet cable, which is something I've not done in like the last 10 years. So I did that in order to maximize my speed, and it turns out I have a pretty fast internet connection because I downloaded this whole thing in about half an hour. I guess that worry about having to wait for hours to play the game is turned out to not really be a thing. So I'm super excited about this game for several reasons. Number one, I am just so fascinated with this sort of cyberpunk world. Um, I'm just enthralled with the world in like Blade Runner and Steven Spielberg's AI, Ghost in the Shell, and Battle Angel Alita. Like these are all like sort of grim dystopian future worlds that I am just like super interested in. And here I get to not just see that world, but it get to interact with it, rather than just be a passive observer. So I'm super stoked about that. The second reason why I'm super excited about this game is because I see it as a kind of an escape. Whenever I play role-playing games, whether that's Elder Scrolls Oblivion or Mass Effect, The Witcher 3, right? Or actually all the Witchers. I guess I never played the original Witcher. The Witcher 2 and Witcher 3. With all these RPGs, I tend to play as a very like nice person. I try not to piss anybody off. Whenever there are dialogue options, I try to be as polite as possible. And the reason for that is I just don't want to burn any bridges, right? Because the thing that I like most about these games is the story, is the interaction between characters. And if you piss certain characters off, they can become a wall, and you can no longer interact with them, right? So that's why I don't tend to be an asshole when I play RPGs. I tend to be like the super nice guy. Accept all quests, right? And that goes, and it's that same reason. Also, I tend not to kill characters. I tend to spare as many characters as possible, just because the death is a very final thing, right? And if you leave characters alive, there's a chance that they may come back and affect the story in some way. And you may be able to interact with them and converse with them, in the future. So, that's how I played all these other RPGs, right? There may have been other RPGs that I don't remember, but that's what I tended to do. I have kind of no intention to be a nice person in Cyberpunk. I wanted to, because it's such a dystopian future, right? It's, I get that Mass Effect is also an RPG that takes place in the future, but you play as the savior of the universe, right? As Shepard. But with Cyberpunk 2077, I don't think there's any of that intent, right? I think you're meant to be in the sort of seedy underbelly of this dystopian future. And so, yeah, I very much look forward to not be the good guy and just be a complete asshole. I know this sounds kind of weird, but I did want to make that clear because I intend to do some Let's Plays with this probably day one, meaning tomorrow. And I don't want to offend anybody, but I have no intention of being a nice guy in Cyberpunk 2077. I will say though, I probably still will try to spare as many characters as possible, because that's no different. I I'm not interested in this game for the shooting or the combat. I'm interested in the story, and so having more characters around, I think, will tend to lead to a richer story and more opportunities for just interacting with the world. So I'll probably spare people, which means I'll probably play the stealthy route. But in terms of conversations, I'm just gonna be an all-out dick, and I'll probably not play. What do they call it again? The life path? Yeah, I probably won't play the corpo life path. And I probably won't play the, what is it called? The outsider. So I'll probably end up playing as the street kid, because again, I just want to be in that seedy underbelly, So anyway, that's it for today. Tomorrow can't come soon enough. I'll see you in the next one.